of the Tate, you come out of the Albert Dock and go right along that dock road.
Right.
And then eventually the road curves round.
Okay, I wasn't south of there.
It's round
there.
15 minutes.
It's just south of where Hope Street is.
Sorry? How long have we been
in the cathedral?
I don't know.
Not that far up.
Well,
no, but we're not here at
lower down
7 and we came in 5-10 minutes afterwards. So
no, over the road.
About 10 past 7, I think. Probably going to about 8 o'clock. It's about an hour, didn't it?
Okay. Oh, right, so I can go and get a drink.
Called the No.
Yeah, come
and
back.
that's going to have various galleries and theatres. Yeah,
I'll see how you've gone.
That's on Green. I think that's on Green Street as well.
I think we've done brave coming in and just...
That's so
your active debate. That's going
so
cool. Lovely stuff. Good stuff there.
I think I'm going to be doing a couple of, group.
What do you do? Are you going?
I'm just going to go to get a drink, not because I'm not enjoying the act of debating, because I really am, but I'll be back. I might bring a couple of people with me.
Oh, I was going to say, I was going to raise
women and alcohol.
I was going to raise the subject of women artists and women, women in art anyway. So. And the difficulties that women have, and there aren't too many Tracy Evans about in the world now. So,
well, this is what I just spoke about in the last talk, you see, because I actually wrote a letter of complaint to the Tate. Sorry, I don't know if any of you work with the Tate. Right? It was so crazy last time. I was talking about how I wrote this letter of complaint to the Tate, because their last 3 curated shows about the history of Britain, and they hardly had any women in these exhibitions at all, and. Anyway, I sent my letter and I never heard anything back from them.
There's quite a few women in the show at the moment.
I
20th century.
Yes.
An exhibition.
It's the history that you don't even
I can't remember. It was really good. It was just like it wasn't. There was anything wrong with it. It was just so massive.
She's working, which I really don't think it was kind of like hop out at all. It just hurts my eyes. I'm just like, oh God's sake.
It wasn't really signposted. Nauseous.
I think it's what it's meant to do though.
You can tell her that when she comes to give a talk.
Is she coming to give a talk?
Yeah, she will. They're trying to sort it out. I'm not sure.
Maybe they haven't got. One of those boxes.
Yes, I'll come back and see how you're getting on.
But his community in that History of Britain show, there was just photograph after photograph after photograph taken by middle class blokes, right? Who of working class communities. I don't know if you saw that exhibition.
I did. I think that's the one.
It was unbelievable. It was basically loads of like.
I'm not against that one here. I'm not against
that. The one raised by
Oh, das ist Elton John von der Star Series, ja genau. Das ist Hitler. Der Hitler is a from Germany. The old days. This is neighborhood. We live here. This is a French band called Cesarians, yeah. Cesarians, good band. This is a Tracy Emin, the very famous blowjob, yeah, good job, cock. And this is us. This is the right one is me, and the other one is him. Oh, this is us. This is is the Animal in Love series, very good cock. And this is the band from Portugal.
Is Antonio Variações from Portugal.
Ah, from Portugal, ja. Ja, das wär's dann. Good stuff. Okay, hey, check us out, yeah?
Check us out.
Okay, check us out, bye.
And it was really
that's really just like the canon, isn't it? In the fact that, most of the celebrated writers are men. And it's taken a hell of a long time for any women writers to actually either be established or be recognised.
Well, you see, now I always see writing as a lot easier for women than certainly photography. Photography is like a rugby club to me. I'm
Are you a photographer?
I've got one foot in the photography world, but a toe in the photography world. And the rest of me is in the fine art world, but
I'd agree. To be honest, I'd agree with you on that.
Yeah, photography is just pure rugby.
It's more masculine photography, whereas women writing I always see as a more emotional, emotive kind of thing, and I associate that more with women.
Well,
I'm not trying to generalise at all, but I can see women writers being a lot more.
It depends what you're writing about.
Yeah, completely, obviously.
It depends, you know. I mean, obviously there are styles, you know. Men write in particular ways. That doesn't mean, you know, they've not been able to write women characters, but you know, they write in particular ways. Women write in slightly different ways.
I mean, there have been prominent women writers, but yeah, I agree that it's only really men who've been classed.
Get drunk and stuff.
I mean,
well, that is the same sort of thing, isn't it? You know, that you know, if you're, you know, a famous male writer, you're somehow more intelligent than women. Or,
I think I'm wondering about it. Okay, so women are now allowed to do the same things as men. So we can do the same things.
Well, we're not. I don't think we are.
But then the stuff that becomes like, you know, great art or something that is really respected seems to be most of the time made by men, most of the time. Yep. Is this because women just aren't as good as men? Is it because the standards are all just male standards and women are just different? Or why is it?
I think it's also like in the history men had more opportunities to write, so probably the better writers are men.
Yeah, but they should.
That's more prolific because they've had more opportunity.
Yeah.
Not better.
It's the filtering system.
Different.
It's the filtering. Both male and female curators, I believe, actually have an ingrained filtering system that operates for white, middle-class male practitioners, and that's my opinion.
I think that's true.
I think there's a filtering system going. Now I wrote about this on.
Well, I don't know. I think there's another name for that filtering system, then, isn't there? I mean, I'm not going to sort of come up with some, you know, great term for it, but it's some kind of acceptance of, you know, patriarchy, isn't it? By women.
Yeah, I mean, the curation
that have to function in a male world.
I don't think it's a filtering. I think it's purely, you know, that they've accepted the world as it's been presented to them.
But somewhere along the, I mean, like the Chinese art, I wrote to the Tate about the Chinese art show. The Chinese art show
the real thing.
It was really good,
it was good.
But there was only one female in the show and I couldn't find her work actually. It wasn't even, I don't even think it was in the galleries, it was somewhere else.
To be fair, the exhibition wasn't created amazingly because I missed half the work and I came to see it for part of my degree work and I missed half the work because it was tucked away so heavily in spaces.
Yeah.
But it's difficult though, I mean, with that, it depends then, doesn't it? Because if you do like the history of Britain, there's obviously going to be more males than women because women were repressed back in the day. Whereas if you then have an art exhibition like at the moment about 20th century art, you're going to have equal numbers of women, if not more, because obviously women are more.
But you think the thing is
in modern day are more equal.
Yeah, they are now, but I think they still do different things. I think still in the world of creating things, there's a lot less women than men. I mean, there's obviously the whole thing that are you going to be making things or you're going to be making babies? But I also think that women make things differently, and they don't. I think women are different from men.
Yeah.
And they make different things, and they don't fit into the.
I'm looking for something. Sorry.
The man world of things that is being good. Because even when women weren't making jobs, they were making things. They were, I don't know, but it's not
sewing.
Quilting and creating things all the time. But it's nothing that would ever.
Women have always worked. Women have always worked. There's nothing new in that. It's just that their work was never recognised.
Yeah, their work's never been recognised exactly.
And you know, women work now, and they work, you know, longer hours because they do a lot more. And the kind of work they do, you know, and particularly working class women, they're not then able to, you know, go and take time off, if you like. Yeah. Because like the men take time off and go and do it. You know,
they
put a cow in formaldehyde or something, you know. So.
But I'll tell you something. The curators of the Chinese art show were women. The curator of the History of Britain show was also female. And there was another show which was also curated by, and it's just amazing to me. I find that amazing, you know. Especially when you think not that. No,
they've got through the what is it? The plastic ceiling.
Well, it's funny, you know, because
that's only the glass one.
The curator of the History of Britain show, I spoke to her and I said I thought her, her curatorial was pretty right wing, you see, and it. Jesus Christ! I'm your worst.